Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so
Originally, Armistice Day was a day set aside to honor soldiers who had served in World War I. But in 1954, after World War II, which was the greatest mobilization of our nation's armed forces, and after the American soldiers fought the aggression forces in Korea, the 38th Congress was urged to scratch the word armistice and replace it with veterans. And in 1954, President Dwight D. Eisenhower made Veterans Day a nationwide holiday as he addressed it in his Veterans Day proclamation, in which he stated, "I do call on our citizens to observe November 11th as Veterans Day. And on that day, let us solemnly remember the sacrifice of all those who fought so valiantly on the seas and the air and on the foreign shores to preserve our heritage of freedom. And let us reconsecrate ourselves to the task of promoting enduring peace so that their efforts shall have not been in vain." President Eisenhower's quote truly spoke to me because it is our duty as Americans to defend our great country against our attackers, but also recognize how much strength and bravery our defenders demonstrate when they set off for battle. And it is us as Americans that must uphold that recognition of our veterans. Personally, Veterans Day is one day a year I hold very close to my heart because I have had the outstanding benefit of having my life touched by so many men and women that have served this great country. Ever since I became a cadet 3 years ago, I have had the honor to work with various different veterans groups in our community, such as the American Legion Post 63, the Veterans of Foreign Wars, and the AMVETS. And through my years in junior ROTC, I have truly recognized how genuine these men and women are. These husbands, wives, sons, daughters, cousins, and neighbors have seen and experienced a very harsh truth to reality to maintain the integrity of the United States of America. And yet they have given an immense amount of labor towards this country. They never ask for anything in return. Instead, they continue to give back to their communities. Recently, the town of Salem had the honor to host the Traveling Vietnam Wall on Grant Field at Salem High School. The wall was 360 feet long with an 8-foot apex. The wall was an 80% scale replica of the Vietnam Wall in Washington, D.C., with 100% of the names. And they say Rome wasn't built in a day. Well, Rome wasn't built by American veterans because I paraded the wall into Salem High School on a Wednesday afternoon, and by the next morning, the entire assembly of the wall and its surrounding attractions were in place. The 5 days the wall was displayed on Grant Field, I spent most of my time there. And every day I saw a mass amount of veterans lending a hand to make sure the entire operation was a success. The veterans there guarded the wall 24 hours a day, helped run the concession stands, and greeted the citizens of the community. So many veterans spent their time at the traveling wall so the community and surrounding communities could enjoy the tribute to the lost Vietnam soldiers. I am currently a lifeguard and swimming instructor at the Salem Boys and Girls Club. And while giving a tour to a 6th grade class along the wall, one of my swimming students, Colin, came up to me. Colin is in 6th grade at the Woodbury Middle School, and he had made a thank you card for a veteran. But Colin was a little nervous giving the card to a veteran by himself, so he had asked if I could help him. As I looked down at him, his eyes panned across Grant Field, and then he looked up at me and pointed to a man just to the right of us. We walked up to the man, and the man was a Vietnam War veteran. Colin handed the veteran the card and said, "Thank you for serving," and ran back to his class. This moment really made me feel elated, because to see such a young child notice and appreciate what veterans have done for this country and how big of a part they play to this country, it gave me a true sense of being proud. Not only proud that he came to me for help, but proud to be an American. Many veterans play important roles in many people's lives, not only mine. A prime example of this is my 2 Air Force Junior ROTC instructors, Major James Blazak and Chief Master Sergeant Thomas Puzo. Both men served in the United States Air Force, and their service to this country is 50 years combined. Every day, Major Blazak and Chief Puzo spend countless hours teaching and guiding students to nothing less than success. From freshman year, I have seen senior cadets graduate and new cadets enter the program, and you can truly notice how much these 2 men have a positive influence on their lives. And because of them, hundreds of students have put their efforts back into their community and surrounding ones too, making a community a better place and students better citizens. Both men are nothing short of role models and continuously put their efforts back into their community. So in closing, Veterans Day is a very important role. Veterans play a very important role, not only while serving, but after, as they continue to serve their community. And Veterans Day is a day to respect and thank our veterans. So I leave you with this question. Have you thanked a veteran today? And if not, stick out your arm and say thank you to all those soldiers, sailors, and airmen who selflessly defended our country through hardships. For without them, we would not be here today. Thank you.